Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Kenny's Movie Palace for a review portion of movies that I have picked up or on Tubi. Um, I watched two movies back to back this morning from Burt Reynolds. They were on the Kino Collection sale, I guess about 3 months ago. I decided not to get it. I'm kind of glad I didn't get it because they were on Tubi. If check to say when these sales come up, check Tubi because 8 times out of 10 they're on Tubi. So if you don't want to spend the money, watch them on Tubi first. The first one I watched was a 1973 movie called White Lightning. It was a Burt Reynolds double feature I watched this morning. White Lightning, 1973 movie. Gator McCluskey, and it's about like moonshining, corrupt moonshines. Shiners. What happens is while Burt Reynolds' character Gator is in jail, his brother gets killed by the local sheriff, played by Ned Beatty, for being a hippie. This was like right after the Vietnam War, and I was only a little kid. I was 4 at the time. So a lot of the Vietnam people got a lot of hate and stuff, and the world was changing back in the early 70s. So, yeah, it was an interesting movie. I really liked that movie. I gave it 4 out of 5 Whoppers. And then I watched the 1976 sequel to it, where Burt Reynolds comes back as Gator McCluskey, but Jerry Reed is the new next bad guy. And Jack Weston, you'll probably remember him. He was the owner of the Hamptons place on Dirty Dancing, the old man. So he was a very good character actor in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, I'm sorry, because he was also in The Incredible Mr. Limpet. He played Barney's, Don Knotts' best friend in The Incredible Mr. Limpet. So I watched that. I gave that 3 out of 5. It wasn't as good as the first one. The Burt Reynolds character, you can see why he was like the most popular person in the 70s. I remember my uncle going to see every Burt Reynolds movie that came out, and he had that charm about him and that laugh. So I gave it 3 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, but I wouldn't buy it. Neither one of them I would revisit again. Although I like Burt Reynolds, I just wouldn't watch them again. So I have a pile of other ones I did watch this month or these last couple weeks. The first one is a 1990 movie called The Bonfire to Vanities. The book was very popular, I remember, and apparently the movie strayed away from the book a lot, what I read. In the synopsis. I remember seeing this, when it came out. It was okay. I didn't like it. Again, I gave it 2 out of 5. Bruce Willis plays a author, and he does the voiceover throughout the whole movie, which kind of gets annoying after a while. He plays like a stock investor, and she's the other woman. So, it was okay. I gave it 2 out of 5. I wouldn't watch it again. This is going to be donated to somebody. So, another one, this is from Mr. Dan. Mr. Dan has been getting me, I'll leave his link below. He's been getting me into karate movies again. And I don't think I ever seen this, or if I did, I seen it in passing. And that was Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. This movie was great. Dan, you were right. This movie was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. And man, what could have been with his career if he had lived. Wow. It was really amazing. So, I gave this 4.5 Whoppers out of 5. I really love this movie. And on this DVD version, there's a nice little introduction from his widow in this one. I know everybody's got the 4K and the Blu-ray and all that stuff, but I just wanted to see the movie because I don't think I've ever seen this, honestly. I don't think. I mean, it might have been on in Philly. Growing up, we had Kung Fu Theater. this might have been on, but I was too little to, I remember my uncle having a Bruce Lee poster, with the cuts on his chest in the basement. But this was a really good watch. I highly recommend this. Next one up is Barbwire. I remember when this was all the rage in the video store, and it bombed at the movies, and it was okay. I mean, if you're looking to see her boobs, get the unrated version of it. I didn't know there was two different versions, an R and an unrated version. And in the special features, there's because I like to look through the special features. There's basically just 5 minutes of her, getting sprayed by a hose, topless. So I think everybody's seen Pam Anderson's boobs if they were a big fan of her and Playboy and stuff like that. So the movie's okay. It was kind of laughable at some parts, but I'll probably hang on to it just because it's a superhero or a comic book movie. But I gave it 2 out of 5 Whoppers. Now this one surprised me. I had never seen this before, and I don't think I ever heard of this before. That's Predators. Man, this movie, and I didn't know this at the time. It was a Robert Rodriguez. This was a blind buy on Whatnot. I didn't know. Man, this movie was friggin' awesome. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 Whoppers. I really like this, and I am not a huge fan of Adrian Brody, and I thought he was really good in this movie. And Walton Goggins is in this too. Danny Trejo makes the 5-minute cameo. He's in it. And what happens is they are prisoners, and they get sucked into another world and dropped. Nobody knows each other. I think there's 6 of them. And the one guy that really surprised me in here, I always thought he was going to be a huge star, but Topher Grace. Topher Grace was really good in this movie. So if you guys can get this, Predators, I highly recommend this. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but I really enjoyed this one. Next one up was part of my Hamilton book order from last month that I watched. I bought a lot of Hammer movies, and this is the horror Frankenstein. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 3.5 Whoppers out of 5. I really enjoyed this. I knew nothing about the movie. I've been trying to get all the Hammer horror movies, and I really, really like this one. So next one's another one from Hamilton book I picked up, and this one I never heard of before, but I really liked this so much that I watched the special features in it, and this is called Superstition. I gave this 4 out of 5 Whoppers, and it was interesting in the special features. James Houghton, I've seen, I used to watch Knots Landing in the 80s with my mom, and he was one of the people on that cul-de-sac, if you're familiar with Knots Landing, that lived in the cul-de-sac. He was the young couple. He stars as a young priest in this movie. So I really enjoyed this movie. I had a good time with it. And here's some pictures. There's James Houghton right there. No, there. He's the one with the glasses. I'm sorry. James Houghton right there. So I really, if you can pick this up on Hamilton book, it's a really good watch, and I believe it's on Tubi also. Next one, I picked this up from Amazon. I haven't shown this yet because I literally just got it in, and this had been like, I had it on VHS. I sold all my VHS ones. I loaned it out on DVD, and the person didn't give it back to me, and I wanted to get this. Palmetto with Elizabeth Shue, Woody Harrelson, and Gina Gershon. This movie is flippin' awesome. I wish this would have been shot in black and white because it was such a film noir movie. And I think this was $11. It came down in price because it was like 20 some dollars, and then it finally came down. I believe it was $10.99 on the Amazon. That's when I picked it up. And Woody Harrelson is just out of jail. She hires Elizabeth Shue, and let me tell you, I am huge Elizabeth Shue fan. She looks smoking hot in this movie. Unbelievable. She did this one, and then she did Leaving Las Vegas, where she got an Oscar nomination. But she is married to a rich old man, and what happens is her and her stepdaughter, played by Chloe Zavagny. I'm sorry if I get your name, Chloe, if you're watching this video. Yeah, right. But she's very good. She plays the 16-year-old daughter that they arrange a fake kidnapping, and Woody Harrelson's girlfriend in this is Gina Gershon. So man, this movie is really good. Like I said, I wish this would have been filmed in black and white, because it's a really classic film noir, like from the 40s or 50s. Everybody is really good in this, and I can't believe this didn't really do well in the movies, because it's really well done. So yeah, check this out. If you can get this on Amazon, pick it up, because I highly recommend it. Another one, this one I rented a ton in the 80s. You'll know why after saying it. And I watched it again. It was good, but it wasn't as enthralling as I remember in the 80s. And that's 9.5 Weeks. And yeah, this was okay. I gave it 3 out of 5. The refrigerator scene is still classic, you know, with Joe Cocker. You can leave your hat on. But Rook was on a real hot streak, and it's done by Zalman King. If you ever had HBO in the 80s, Zalman King had these like erotic thrillers, sort of like a Harlequin romance series called Red Shoe Diaries. That was the first time I ever seen David Duchovny when he was in there. But this was okay. I mean, I picked it up for nostalgia reasons, because I think everybody was in love with Kim Basinger in the 80s. I mean, from when she was on in the James Bond movies, and then she was in Nadine, and I loved her in Blind Date with Bruce Willis. But this was okay. It hasn't aged well, but it's a 43-year-old movie, so but yeah, check it out if you can find this. I had a bitch of a time finding this. So if you can, you know, watch it, I highly recommend giving it a shot. Now this one, I just picked this up, and this was just like, oh, I like the actor, so I'll pick it up. And this is called Freefall with Eric Roberts and Jeff Fahey. He played the he's in like a lot of the asylum movies, a lot of the B movies that you see. And a lady named Pamela Gidley, I remember her. She was Brigitte on the Pretender, the TV series The Pretender. That's where I remember her from. Don't sleep on this movie. The director's name is, where is it? Oh, John Irvin. He did The Dogs of War and Raw Deal with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This movie is really good. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 Whoppers. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really well done. I think Eric Roberts is buffed out of his mind in this, and I think he just got done doing Best of the Best when he filmed this. This was from '94. But man, this girl, unfortunately, Pamela Gidley, she passed away a couple years ago. But man, she is smoking hot. I love her with the short hair. There she is. What happens is she's a a animal photographer, and she goes over to like the African jungles or something to like take pictures of this like friggin' bird that's like extinct or something. And her fiance is Jeff Fahey, who sends her over to take pictures. Well, while she's at this like resort with these corrupt people, she meets Eric Roberts, who was a stuntman in Hollywood. And I won't give you any more because I want you guys to check this out. Seek this out if you can. I don't know if it's on Tubi or not. I just picked this up because I'm a big Eric Roberts fan. I enjoy his work. But yeah, check this one out. It's called Freefall. So, and the picture is full frame. I think this was a direct-to-video movie, but I think if they put A-list actors in this one, like I could see Chris Pratt playing this role, and I don't know, like maybe Kevin Costner playing this role, and then getting like the lead actress of today, which I don't know, but I think this could be remade today. I mean, I really like this movie a lot. This one surprised me because I figured it was going to be one of those like, I'll turn it off in 15 minutes. Next one, I actually seen this in the movies. I completely forgot about this one. And this was one of Charlize Theron's first roles. I think her first role was, wasn't it Devil's Advocate? But this one I remember seeing her in. And this is Trial and Error with Jeff Daniels and Michael Richards. What happens is these two are friends, and he's a partner in a law firm, and he's like a struggling actor. So what happens is he's engaged to Alexandra Wentworth to get married, and she's like a real prissy debutante that her daddy owns the law firm. So his dad sends her dad sends Jeff Daniels out for a like a deposition just to push back the court date, and he's handling Rip Torn. Well, prior to that, he's getting married in the next 10 days. So Michael Richards and their friends go to, like, I don't know, bumfuck Iowa, I'll call it, where the court is, the hearing is being taken place. And Charlize Theron right there, she is the waitress, and she gets him totally plastered. And he misses the court date. So what he does is he gets Kramer, Michael Richards, to act as him. And hijinks, goes on. So it's a really good story. The other pretty girl in this is, let me see if I can get her name. Jessica Steen. I've never heard of her before, but she kind of looks like Jan from The Office. Melora Haran, I think that's her name, from The Office. Very pretty girl. So yeah, check this out. If you can find this at like stores and stuff, pick this up. I remember watching this. I gave this 4 out of 5 Whoppers. I really enjoyed it. The comic timing between Michael Richards and Jeff Daniels were really good. Next one up is, I'm a big Charlie Chan fan, and this is the latest one I picked up. I've seen this before. I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 Whoppers. If you don't like Charlie Chan, you will not like this, but I enjoy it. These movies are only like an hour and 5, hour and 10 minutes, so they're not gonna, take a lot of your time up. And I just love everything about these. Next one, this is another one from I think Mr. Dan recommended, and this movie was great. The Rebel. I really enjoyed this. It's in Vietnamese, okay, but you can get either English subtitles or you can get English dub with subtitles. Now, with the English dub with the subtitles, the English dub, the dialogue is different from the subtitles. So it was funny because they were saying like, I want a cracker, but then they'll say in the subtitles, they'll say, I want a Ritz. So it's kind of different between the dialogue and everything. But the girl that like is outstanding in this movie. And I'll take off the slipcover so you can see it. This girl right here. Her name is... It's Vanessa Thank Van. Okay? She has like 2 different names she goes by. But this movie is so good. It also has the guy from The Protector, which I didn't know until I seen him. This guy right here, he's a double agent, and he's out to seek justice, and he gets put in like all kinds of prison camps and all kinds of things. The story is really good, and it's an hour and 45 minutes, which is pretty long for these movies. But man, it's really good. And like I said to you, the girl in this movie is absolutely stunning. But the action in this is really good. The story and the bad guys are really good. There's a lot of cool fight scenes too. So I highly recommend this. Thank you, Mr. Dan, for recommending these movies. Next one up is a movie I remember seeing in video stores. I think I probably rented it because I rented everything at the time, especially when it was at the peak of his career. And that is Patrick Swayze in Next of Kin. And he is simply Swayze. He plays a hillbilly turned into a Chicago cop. And he is married to a very young, right here, Helen Hunt. And what happens is corrupt, who's the guy in this? Oh yeah, Adam Baldwin, and a very, very young, I don't know if this was his first movie role, Ben Stiller. They play mobsters who kill his brother. Another very young Bill Paxton. And they kill him in the back of a truck, so he seeks vengeance. Well, there's another nice surprise in this too, because the other brother from the family is another very young Liam Neeson with a very bad Scottish to hillbilly accent in this. I was kind of laughing during when he was speaking of it, because you could hear his brogue come out, but he was trying to be like, y'all kin, you know, trying to do that accent with a Scottish accent. Must have been hell. But this movie kicks ass. This movie is really good. Adam Baldwin is a real ass in this movie, and Ben Stiller is a real slimeball in this also. But it was cool to see Helen Hunt. I think this was during the time she was making Mad About You. Really pretty girl. I've always liked Helen Hunt. But check this out if you can find this. I gave this 4 out of 5 Whoppers. I really enjoyed this one. And the next one was my favorite, probably out of, yeah, I'll say next to Freefall with Eric Roberts. This one was my favorite one. And this was another one it was a blind buy. So, and this is Spartan with Val Kilmer. This movie is great. I gave this 5 out of 5 Whoppers. This movie is awesome. Val Kilmer, God bless him, is such a great actor. I know the poor man is ill now, but I highly recommend this. And it's done by David Mamet. He wrote and directed this movie. And it also has a really good cast in this. It has Val Kilmer, Derek Luke, who plays the young squadron guy that comes in to help, William H. Macy, and it has Ed O'Neill also. And it's basically about corruption in Washington and the higher ups and stuff like that. And I don't want to tell you too much about the story. I really want you to seek this out. I do believe this is on Tubi. like I said, I just picked this up from Whatnot for 50 cents. So this is staying in my collection. And I will go back to this again. I really like this movie a lot. I really... Patrick said when I got my haul, this would be my favorite of the movies. And Patrick, you were right. This movie is really good. Highly recommend it, and please seek this out. So that's it. That's all that I've watched. I've watched more on Tubi, but I'm recording with my phone, and I don't have the list to give you. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. If I'm gonna, as the kids say, drop this on Monday night. So tomorrow night we got Jim. I'll leave his. Give him lots of thumbs up and subscribe to his channel. This dude is highly knowledgeable about movies. Me and my buddy Sean, Movie Assault, we do a talking movies with Sean and Kenny podcast every other Tuesday night. We're so thrilled to get Jim on the show this week. Dude is really knowledgeable. I highly recommend his series on the drive-in, when he worked at the drive-in when he was a teenager in the 80s. Highly recommend that. Very funny stories. He gives a lot of, like, their in graphic nature, but you know what, dude? We were all teenagers once. So I highly recommend it. And go check out his channel. I will leave everything to his channel below. And also I will give Patrick and Mr. Dan for the recommendations. I will leave theirs below also. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. I've been doing really good with my subscriptions. I think I'm up to 242 subscriptions. So I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to watch my video and my thoughts on these movies. And if you've seen any of these movies, comment below. I interact with everybody, and if you guys can take the time out to write to me, I always comment back to you guys. So thank you again very much. Have a great day. Stay cool. Football season in 26 days. Go Eagles. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.